Welcome back to Extra Time. I'm Greg Lawless. Shep Messing's over there. Jason, the producer, is in the middle. Act 3, American Exceptionalism. The U.S. and El Salvador meet in a big, huge World Cup qualifier out at Rio Tinto Stadium in Utah. This is a must-win game for the U.S. now that the hexagonal has become very, very tight, hasn't it, Shep?
I don't think there's any question, but if you're in World Cup qualifying, all you want to do is take care of business at home. So no reason to panic if you're Bob Bradley and the U.S. team. I think right through the roster, they're a better team than El Salvador. Still have to go out on the field and do it.
Yeah, I would say this is a must-win game. The reason people aren't really putting the pressure on it is because we should beat El Salvador at home.
We should.
That should be a game that we're going to win. If we don't win it for whatever reason, things get dicey because it's real tight in the hexagon.
Well, that's a question then I'm going to bring up, which is, we should win this game. How come we all seem to have a little bit of doubt?
I don't have any doubt. I really don't. I don't. I think the performance of the U.S. team and the introduction of many new players into the roster for Bob Bradley has been a huge step up. So I'm not concerned at all. I think nobody expected any different result for the U.S. national team at Azteca in Mexico City. Got the early goal, so not the end of the world.
I don't have much doubt about this one either. I think the U.S. should be able to roll over El Salvador. You bring up a good point with a lot of the new players. A lot of MLS players involved in this game, actually. They're the usual guys for the U.S. Plus, Kyle Beckerman was brought in. Robbie Rogers was brought in. Connor Casey was brought back in. Chad Marshall as well. So a bunch of those guys. 3 guys from MLS on the El Salvadorian team. You've got Arturo Alvarez, who will be facing off against his country in a weird way, right?
Yeah.
A great player.
Yeah.
You also have Sanchez, the midfielder, Ramon Sanchez in the middle, and Pacheco from New York.
Yeah, and Pacheco really now odd man out. Richard Williams has taken over. He has not dressed Pacheco for the last game, so he's
he'll
out
get a
of the
start for
mix.
El Salvador.
Well, so maybe Pacheco takes it out in that game for El Salvador.
I think it's interesting. It's an opportunity for a lot of these MLS guys who are getting into the national team scene now, the Chad Marshalls, Kyle Beckermans. It's a chance for them to, I guess, further themselves on the radar. They're obviously on the radar if they're being brought in, but if they do get a chance to play in this game, actually get in a World Cup qualifier, I think that's a big chance for them to impress Bradley.
I'm not sure how many of them will get into this game. However, there are a bunch of U.S. guys that are on yellow card watch right now. So the Trinidad game on Wednesday, they might actually get a shot. I could maybe see if Oguchi Onyewu, someone gets a yellow card. Chad Marshall.
Gooch is out for this next game.
Gooch is out for this game, sorry.
So maybe you have Chad Marshall getting a shot in there.
Yep.
It's again, the job for Bob Bradley is difficult when you take a Major League Soccer player out of a team like a Connor Casey from Colorado that's in a playoff hunt.
Right.
You know, maybe if he doesn't play in that game, is Colorado upset that they've lost Connor Casey?
Well, I would imagine, right? You know they are, because they're looking for playoff games, right? Well, who's going to be upset about the ET Cup? I think this week it might be Shep.
Well, first of all, congratulations to this guy.
Yes,
Pulls it out of left field, picking Beckham.
Before we get to that, let's explain a little bit about the ET Cup one more time. The ET Cup is our little tournament where we pick a game each week. We pick the score. If you win, if you call the game correctly, you get 2 points. If you call the score correct, you get an extra point. Jason, great call.
I'm a little bitter about Landon Donovan not finishing that one-on-one with Lance Parker at the end of the game.
About being greedy.
Jason called Los Angeles last week.
I need the bonus point to catch up. I need the bonus point.
You're not going to get the bonus point because you didn't get the score right. However, you did call David Beckham scoring the goal.
I think LA can shut him down. I really think Beckham's going to score in this game. Yeah, so I get like half a bonus point for that, right?
No, you don't get anything.
No, you get lucky every once in a while.
Lucky. Now, Shep, of course, had another bad luck with picking Seattle. You said 1-0 Seattle over Toronto. It ended 0-0, so you're going to actually stay in second place, aren't you?
That's fine. You know what? I should have been down 3-0 in that game. Toronto should have had 3 goals. At least they kept me alive until stoppage time when Alonso had an opportunity to give me the right score on the win. But
luckily for Shep, Seattle doesn't play this weekend, so
they can't pick Seattle.
Never picking them.
Well, I picked New England to win 2-0 over San Jose, and I had it up until about the 92nd minute when Sanchez gets that goal. It killed me. Look at it. They're celebrating. Well, so the standings right now, I have 7. Jason and Shep now tied with 4 points. So this week, there are only 3 games going on. So we're going to start with you and your pick.
Sure. We're within striking distance of you, Shep. I'm
Greg.
Sorry.
We look alike. It's true.
I get confused sometimes.
Get to the pick.
So I'm going Colorado hosting Toronto. Colorado potentially without Connor Casey because he's with the national team, going 1-1. Toronto played a good road game against Seattle this past weekend. They look good. They should have scored a couple of times. They get Carl Robinson back. I think that's big for them. 1-1 in Colorado.
Not bad.
I hate that that's the game he picked. And it's typical Jason that he picks 1-1. I'm going with what was the most prevalent score last week. Most of the games were 1-0.
Typical Jason?
Colorado.
Wait a minute.
No, to begin.
I called Beckham scoring a goal.
Don't live on history. I'm picking Colorado 1-0 over Toronto. Toronto upset me so much last week against Seattle that I'm picking against them this week. 1-0, Colorado over Toronto.
Well, not bad picks, gentlemen, but I'm going to go down south to Dallas, and I'm going to say DC United gets a win in Dallas.
They need it.
They need it. That's the thing. Dallas doesn't need it anymore. A big trade, actually, this week for Dallas. They got rid of Drew Moore. They sent him up to Colorado.
For Ugo
Ihemelu. So the defense in Dallas might be a little suspect. A couple of new guys in there. So I'm going to go DC wins 2-0. 2-0 over Dallas at
Good luck.
This is the same DC team that's been struggling to score goals.
They have, and yet they beat Chicago on the road. So that's all we have for you this week on Extra Time, but you can email us at extratime@mlsnet.com. Join us next week and we'll kick it around.